Hello there, Ray here, and the newest snapshot for 1.13.1, which is 18W338, is available. Now they're calling this one a pre-release for 1.13.1, meaning that they'll probably do a pre-release for 1.13.1 as well, so you can look forward to that. Now in this one they did quite a few changes to do with bugs, as well as they added in a couple little features. The first notable change in 33A is another bug that must get introduced in the snapshot. As you can see, there's hostile mobs spawning in pure daylight, as well as slime spawning above the ground. And there you can just see that some bats spawned in as well, so pretty much all hostile mobs are able to spawn in the daylight, and for some reason, slimes seem to be able to spawn above the ground as well, such as any biome it looks like. They had a new feature to do with fish in this snapshot, and that is if you pick up the different types of variations of the tropical fish, you'll have new unique names to go with them. So if I just pick up this one here, we'll take a look at his name. This is a tomato clownfish. Pick up a different one, pick up this big one here. This is a red snapper. And yeah, you can see there is a whole bunch of different types of fish. Here it picks up some other ones, normal clownfish, black. There's a blenny, triggerfish. So that is so awesome, because as you guys know, on ProtoTech, we like to collect all the different types of mobs, blocks, and items in the game. And we build farms to be able to collect these items efficiently. And one of our goals is to collect all the different types of fish. And we came up with a lot of different cool ways to try to do it prior to this. But with this, it's going to be pretty awesome because we're just going to be able to pick them up, have them inside of our buckets, and look at the names and see if we already have them or not. Now, one thing they still haven't done is be able to automatically pick up the fish with dispensers. So if you'd have something like this, you would expect this to be able to pick up the fish, but all it does is just empty the water out into this spot here. I think that'd be really cool if they added that in. Otherwise, we'll have to come up with some really cool ways to try to automatically collect these fish as well as store them. And I'm gonna have a lot of fun trying to design up these type of farms. Now we collected a lot of the rare mobs already on ProTech, but there is 3,584 variants of these tropical fish, so we got our work cut out with these guys. Now they fixed a bug with tropical fish that come from buckets. When you would place them down, they wouldn't be able to despawn, this is normal, but they would also count towards the water mob cap, which is not something you want to do since these are considered to be pets. So hopefully people will be able to run their fish farms, squid farms, and other farms that use the water mob cap. The fish really like this waterfall I made for them. Look at this. They just try to go straight up it, put in some more. Look at them. Half the time they're flying through the air, but they sure want to go up it. The big change that they made is they said that they have improved the performance of the liquids in the world. So it includes your waters as well as your lavas. And so far, it looks like it's pretty good. As you guys probably know, water was pretty bad in 1.13. So hopefully this will allow more people to be able to play in the world without having so much problems with the water. There was a bug when throwing a trident and then logging out. That trident would not return back to the player. And now you can see it has worked. They fixed a bug that I reported quite a while ago, 1.10, and this is if witches have potion effects, they won't be able to despawn correctly. I discovered this while making my mob farm, where witches would fall in the farm and land in lava, and you expect them to not live in the lava but eventually despawn. The problem is that their despawn timer was getting reset every time they thought they were taking damage from the fire, which they weren't, because of their potion effect. So even though these witches were sitting in the game for a long period of time, they would never be able to despawn. And Numbomb did a good explanation of it on the bug tracker. I'll link it down in the description. But as you see there, now, since of this change, it is possible for witches to die from being inside of lava. It took about 2 minutes or so for him to die though. This might be considered a bug. They fixed a bug to do with drowns that generate with ocean rune structures, wouldn't generate with fishing rods, solid shells, or even tridents. They fixed a bug to do with holding your shield up and blocking stuff would cause damage to your armor, so this has now been fixed, so you shouldn't see any damage done to it. They fixed a bug to do with armor stands that have the mark tag, which just means they're tagged, they're used by commands, and having a knockback sword. If you would use it on one of these, it would knock it back. This is just a normal armor stand, so that can still be done. One thing you do note, if you do have an armor stand that's killed by the fire, it will not drop the actual item. They fixed a bug to do with the icon that comes with the effects. So you can see that up on the top right, there's just a normal icon for speed. If you would have one that comes from a beacon, it will have a little blue ridge around it. And the problem was where people were having the speed effect come from something like a potion, and then it was getting override by a beacon, and it wasn't showing up that way. Now if you have a more powerful beacon effect than what you're showing up on the top right, it'll be sure to show that it's coming from a beacon. They have fixed a bug where trapped chests would not be able to power the block below if they got upgraded from 1.12.2 up into 1.13. And this has been fixed, so when you open up a chest like this, it powers this block and can power like this redstone and this piston. It fixes that if you're in adventure mode, you're not able to place down buckets of liquids or even fish in a bucket. It fixed a visual glitch to do with the items in the hotbar and what they look like when they're cooling down. So if we throw an ender pearl, you can see how they're cooling down. You can see how each slot has a transparent thing that shrinks downwards, and the transparent cooldown was different color depending on how many items were in a stack. There was a bug to do with entities rendering in front of other entities that had invisibility. So if you have like this spider here and you have another one in front, they would kind of glitch through, but now you can see this been fixed. We've seen this problem quite a bit during our Halloween event where we're collecting invisible spiders as well as other really rare mobs on ProtoTech, and it was kind of strange because you could see like inside of the skeletons and stuff like that. I'll link the video down in the description if you're curious. There was a funny thing you could do where you can go inside of the bed and then you could teleport yourself out of the bed and you still show up as being inside of the bed on your screen, and they have now fixed this. The snapshot came with some bug fixes as well as some minor features and some improvements upon the game. So next up will probably be 1.13.1 pre-release and then the full release for 1.13.1. Now the real question is, will they continue to work on 1.13 beyond that, or will they start working on 1.14? We'll have to stick around and see. I'd like to thank you for watching, and if you found this interesting, show me with a like and share this with others. If you'd like to see more cool things about 1.13, as well as farm and mechanics I discover in it, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell button for notifications. And if you have any questions or know of anything new in the snapshots, be sure to tell me down in the comments. Bye-bye!